Hey guys, so I want to talk about something that seems to trigger a lot of people in crypto, and that's the idea that Bitcoin might not be the best investment anymore. Now, before you reach for the comment section and start yelling Maxi or Ford, just hear me out. Now, this video comes off the back of the last one I made where I explained why I sold my Bitcoin for Kaspa, and of course, the reaction was exactly what I expected. Now, some people called me foolish. Some people said it's the worst advice ever. Others said I'd regret it. A few claimed that I just didn't understand what Bitcoin represents. But here's the thing, I do understand Bitcoin. I've held it, I've studied it. I respect what it stands for. Bitcoin is still the most secure, decentralized and recognized asset in the entire crypto ecosystem. It paved the way for everything else, including the projects that I'm interested in now. But just because Bitcoin is king, it doesn't mean it's still the best investment, especially for people who are just starting out. So that's the part that people don't really want to talk about. So let's say that you're entering the market today with just $500 or $1,000. Bitcoin is currently sitting at around about $120,000 per coin. So you're not buying a meaningful chunk of Bitcoin. And even if Bitcoin doubles, which would be a phenomenal move, your $500 just becomes $1,000. And that's great, but it's not life-changing money. It's not the kind of return that gets you out of your job, buys you time, buys you freedom, or levels you up financially. Now, Bitcoin has become a wealth preservation asset, not a wealth creation asset. It's slow, it's steady, and it's incredibly strong, but that's not what small investors need. If you're just getting started, what you need is asymmetric upside. You need to put small money into things that still have room to grow. You need exposure to assets that haven't already made their biggest moves. And yes, Kaspa is one of those tokens. And that's why I moved into it. It's proof of work, just like Bitcoin, but it's far faster, highly scalable, and still very, very early in its adoption curve. It hasn't been listed on major US exchanges yet. It's not being talked about by mainstream outlets. And that's the window, that's where the opportunity lives. Now, let me address something else that I've seen in the comments. A few people have suggested that I'm only talking about Kaspa because I've been paid to talk about Kaspa or been paid to promote it. And again, I get it. People are used to every influencer shilling the next big thing for a paycheck. But that's not what this is. I've never been paid to promote Kaspa. I'm not on their payroll and I don't have any deal behind the scenes. If a video is ever sponsored or paid for, then I clearly say it at the start, and I always will. The truth is, I just really believe in what Kaspa is building. But it's fine if people don't believe me. I know how this space works. I'm not trying to convince anyone to agree with me. I'm just being honest about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And it's not just about Kaspa. There are other early stage assets that I think are well worth looking at, especially for people who are starting with small amounts and want a meaningful upside. Don't know if you can hear that. Someone's cutting a tree down outside. But there's tokens like Aleph Zero, for example, a privacy-enabled layer 1 built for enterprise, still under the radar, solid tech, strong team. Berachain, meme culture meets DeFi with completely new proof of liquidity model. Now, if they execute, it could be the Solana of this next cycle. Even Nexa, a scalable DAG-based chain with native tokens, low fees and smart contract capabilities, it's still flying well under the radar. Now, these aren't meme coins with zero fundamentals. They're high risk, yes, but they're also high potential. And if you're starting with a few $100s, these are the kinds of bets that can actually move the needle. Now, I'll be talking more about Aleph Zero, Berachain, and Nexa in future videos. So if you're interested in hearing why I think these projects deserve attention, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, there's one last thing I want to address. Some people have said, oh, you're just trying to get rich quick. That's why you left Bitcoin and jumped onto the next hype coin. And again, I get the skepticism, but no, that's not what this is. I'm not here trying to gamble my way to a Lambo. I genuinely believe in Kaspa for the long term. I think the fundamentals are strong and the network will be around for years. That said, I have been transparent about this. I'm swing trading Kaspa right now. That's why I keep it on Kraken, not because I don't know what a cold wallet is. It's, not because I don't believe in self-custody, but because I'm actively trading a portion of my Kaspa to grow my bag. It's not financial advice that I'm giving you, it's just what I'm doing based on my goals, my risk tolerance and my time frame. Swing trading isn't about trying to get rich quick. It's about building my position while the market is still volatile, because when I look long term at Kaspa's potential, I want to hold as much Kaspa as I can for when the next leg really starts. So Bitcoin will always be there, and if I had $50,000 to protect, sure, then I'd put a chunk of it into Bitcoin, but that's not where I am. And I'm willing to bet most of you watching this video are in a similar position to me. You're not looking to protect wealth, you're trying to build it. And to do that, you can't just follow the safest path. You have to look at what's coming next. You have to spot the trend before the herd gets there. And that's why I sold my Bitcoin, not because I don't believe in Bitcoin, not because I think it's dead, but because for me right now, it doesn't offer enough upside. I'd rather take calculated risks on assets with a 10x, 20x, even a 50x potential than sit on Bitcoin and hope for a 2x in a couple of years. And no, I'm not telling you to copy me. I'm not giving you financial advice. What I'm saying is this: don't let the Bitcoin cult shame you into stagnation. Make decisions based on your own goals, not based on what influencers or anonymous Twitter users think is the safe bet. Here's the truth, right? Bitcoin, it's still the most important asset in crypto, but it's not the best investment if you're starting small and trying to grow fast. That window is well closed, but there are still others open if you're willing to look.